Hi, welcome to another video. Today I want to share with you a 10-minute trick that unblocks my mind to just start writing. As a 30-day content challenge that I signed up at the end of October, I have to write an article per day to publish on medium.com, and I have to create a video here for YouTube. So I'm kind of documenting my journey, creating content, just putting myself out there and sharing all of this creative process. And today, one of the articles that I'm gonna link below talks about this. Is this kind of trick or this exercise that helps me just unblock my mind and my ideas and my, getting myself inspired to see what really resonates with me to share. So this is an exercise that's inspired by Julia Cameron's Morning Pages, and it's kind of adapted for everyday writing, And what I do, it's before I start writing the article that I want to share, I write, but I don't start with the article. What I do is I go to Google Docs, I open a blank page, and then I just let it all spill out. The noise, the doubts, the half thoughts that don't make sense. It's like a brain dump. It's similar to Julia's exercise. She has an exercise in the Artist Way that it's writing every morning 3 pages of kind of like a stream of consciousness. You just let it all out. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be a thought like, I don't know what to write, I'm tired, I don't want to do this, I don't know what I'm gonna do, I have so many things to do later. You kind of like, it's like you start telling it all with no filter. And there's a moment, for me, right, it's not even 3 pages, right? It could be just 10 minutes or 2 minutes. I kind of like feel when I already brain dump everything. And the intention is always to get the clutter out of the way so I can actually hear myself and hear, I would say, like my inspired voice or something like that, right? And when we do that, when we sit down to write, there's already a crowd in our heads, the critic, the perfectionist, the voice that wants to be impressive, that wants to be like spectacular. And if we don't give them a place to speak first, they kind of interrupt us all day. So I just let them talk. I let them be as they are. I write whatever comes up. And it doesn't matter. I'm not looking for nothing spectacular. I'm just looking to create space. And once that noise quiets down, something shifts. There's this gentle click inside, and suddenly I can hear the part of me that gets inspired, the voice that's calm and curious, the one that doesn't try to prove anything. It just wants to create, and it's eager to do so and wants to share. It's kind of like I get into my flow. Maybe at the beginning, I don't even want to write. And what I do is I just start writing and say, I don't want to write today. I'm tired or whatever. And then when all of that gets out of the way, I get like excited and inspired. And then it's like, oh, I want to share this. Yes, I want to write now. It kind of shifts the state. So maybe that's why starting messy works so well. That typical quote that says, start messy. Take imperfect action, because it tricks your brain out of needing to be perfect. You're not trying to write a masterpiece. You're just showing up, moving your hand, following the thread. It's kind of a warm-up, but it's also a surrender. And you don't need to know where it's going. You just need to start. And almost always, somewhere in the middle of the mess, something real shows up. A sentence that rings true, a new idea, a shift in mood, the next step. So if you ever feel stuck, it could be not only with your writing, it could be with anything. But in this case, like If you're writing, you can start, doing this brain dump and this writing. If you're doing any other thing, you could also use the writing exercise as a brain dump. But maybe if you're, I don't know, painting or just singing or creating something different, you could also start messy, whatever you're at. For example, if I'm just playing my guitar and singing, I might not go into songwriting straight, like directly, right? Maybe I start just singing whatever comes to my mind, or maybe singing something that I already know, a song, and then I go into this kind of, like a jam, like a improvisation, and then see what feels good and what is calling me, and how my body. I think that the body is something that we need to integrate in our creative processes, because the body kind of like flows, right? So again, if you ever feel stuck, maybe don't try to write the thing or do the thing directly. You can just write anything could work. You can let it be bad, boring, nonsense, completely chaotic, completely whatever, and nobody else has to see it. It's just for you. It's just like a warm up, and you can let it be whatever it is. You can use it as a space for you to just self-express, and you'll get where you need to go. But first, you've got to let the chaos and the mess just be. So this is what I wanted to share with you today. Sometimes, for example, in this challenge, in this 30-day content challenge, I'm like, okay, what I'm going to talk about today. And I just start writing, or I just start talking. If you create a podcast, you could also just start, recording yourself, just speaking out loud, and the ideas start to show up. So I think it's really good to always, it's like putting your body in motion, not just your mind, not just your brain, but actually starting to move your body. So when we start writing, we move our hands to write, whether it's on paper or on the computer. We go like, boo, 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 boo. I'm writing right now, right? I'm moving my hands. And the same for dancing and painting and singing and all of the other creative forms of expression and art. We start moving our body. We start engaging the body in the process. And then the body helps us integrate not only not using just our left hemisphere of the brain, but also the right hemisphere of the brain, which is the creative and the feeling one. And when we move the body, we engage this right brain, and that's when logic and intuition, creativity, emotion, and thought can start being integrated, and that's when we start flowing. So I think that this is a really nice process. The content creation always kind of demands that from us, especially if we want to create from a place of joy and excitement and feeling that what we're sharing is meaningful, is significant, is something we believe in, it's something that we stand for. So I really encourage you, if you are feeling stuck right now in a creative process or in a writing process, to just start messy with whatever you have. Give yourself maybe 10 minutes and just let it all out. And sometimes the brain just needs to start. And once it starts and you get into the flow, you will probably not want to stop. So take a break because it's needed to. Okay, so thank you so much for listening. If you like this video, please leave a comment, You can share it. You can subscribe. I really appreciate you. I love you. Thank you for being there. And remember to keep it simple, have fun, and stay inspired. Bye.